Well, here we go. Another video where I talk about wanting to do stuff and hopefully getting around to it soon. So I'd like to go ahead and do pretty much a, well, maybe not like a full service, but a pretty decent service on this thing. Do some filters I haven't done in the 3.5 years I've owned this bus, and so I haven't been done in at least 5.5 years. So it's way overdue. But where this bus is kind of sluggish, getting up to speed and stuff, I'm thinking it's one or two filters that need changed. Hopefully that's all it is. So I've been looking up some videos and stuff on the 3126 and trying to familiarize myself with the engine more. Somebody who's not very mechanically knowledgeable. But basically, I have two fuel filters coming from eBay. I got them for $30 for both of them, which I didn't think was too bad, given I could find one for about 20-25 bucks. Cat branded too. It's not just some random brand. It's this exact filter, 1R-0751. So basically, try and change this fuel filter out, and I've looked at the process on that. It looks pretty easy. Get the old filter off, put the new filter on. This is your priming pump. Basically unlock it, crack your bleeder screw, and then prime it by pumping that however many times you need to. Don't mind that hand motion, but looks like a pretty easy, straightforward job. Worst case scenario, I think I might have to loosen this hose clamp and take this tube here off. Looks like just an air intake, so nothing too bad. Just looks pretty easy and simple for that job. And then basically over here, I think that's one of the two things that's causing this issue. The other one is I need to do the air filter, which, I mean, the indicator doesn't show that it's bad, but I don't know if that indicator's good. So I want to try and get this changed, and then I'm going to go ahead and change the oil again in this, because it's been a couple years, which I haven't put that many miles on it, but oil breaks down over time, so it's good to do that anyways. And while I'm up under there looking at everything, one of my buddies who's a diesel mechanic, I'm going to have him help me with this whole process, because his eyes are more trained than mine. He might notice other things that need done. Another one of my buddies, Luke, who we've seen him on the channel before, he mentioned to me a couple years ago that looked like this fitting, I think it was on this side over here, looked like it was getting kind of thin, like it was deteriorating. So go ahead and replace the whole brake line and brake chamber. I might go ahead and do both of them. If I could find somewhere that I could get this thing greased, that would be awesome, because this thing needs greased. Like I said, it's not been serviced at all, except for that oil change that I did. It's not been serviced at all since I've owned it, and that's not good. It's a little bit neglectful on my part, but while we're up under there, I want to go ahead and top off the transmission, because it needs gear oil bad. It grinds and stuff while I'm driving, and it's not like putting into gear grinding. It's while it's driving, it's a little bit. So that's my sound effect of the day. But just trying to get some stuff done on this thing, just preventative maintenance more than anything. Those of you with trained eyes, if you've noticed anything on my engine, go ahead and let me know, because I'm not trained. It's been looked at before, kind of briefly, and people said, oh yeah, it looks good and all this stuff. I've had a couple people look at it before, but things change. It's been a while since I've had anybody look at it. So if you notice anything at all that needs attention, then go ahead and let me know, because I really want to get this thing running better. Well, I mean, it runs good, but I really want to make sure it stays running good, because I know this bus has to have more potential with the way that it is spec'd. It's 3126, 210 horsepower, 5-speed Eaton Fuller manual with 463 rear end gears. This thing bogs down on hills, and it takes a little bit to get up to speed, longer than it does in like a bus of today, or like 147 did, or things like that. So I mean, it just feels like it's holding itself back almost. I don't know how to describe it, but just sounds like it needs some filters changed and fluids changed, and Just trying to do everything that I can to make sure that it stays in the best shape that it can be, especially mechanically. So let me get the correct set of keys out here. Have not been on this yet today. I just came over, opened the hood, and started looking at stuff, familiarizing myself with certain things. So yeah, nobody's on here. That's good. No cats or anything. I found a cat the other day. It's not very cold today. It's only about 50 degrees, so nothing too bad. Need to put some fuel in it. Wait for this pigtail light to go out. There we go. I wasn't paying attention. I mean, you guys that are familiar with the channel are familiar with this bus, how it sounds and everything, but like I mentioned in, well, I don't know if that video is actually going to make it because I'm not sure how much of it actually recorded. I got a GoPro and some of it recorded, some of it didn't. I'm having problems with the GoPro showing up on my computer, but I mentioned I need to top that off, and I still do. Put a little bit of oil in it, and you know, it was just a little bit low, and so I put a couple quarts in it, and it was fine. But yeah, I mean, it runs good and everything. I just want to make sure that it stays that way. You know, I don't want to wait until a problem arises before I fix anything. I want to try and prevent the problems from arising. So yeah, as far as other things that I plan on doing over the winter, I talked about that in the last video. So I'm always having ideas. I can't think of anything else that's popped in my brain since then, but probably going to try and go to Napa and get my airline stuff today for the air horn project. I just need to run it, basically just need to run it up to the roof there from the driver's seat platform. But I want to go ahead and get the lines, that way I can make sure it's all situated and done. So got to try and figure out a way to get it back there is the thing. So there goes into high idle. Aside from that, I can't really think of anything else. Like I said, pretty much the same as it has been. I didn't move it since the last video or anything, so everything's still the same, as long as nobody's been in here to bother anything, which it doesn't look like they have been. So far so good. Might end up doing some little things here within the next couple days. Today's the day before Thanksgiving, so I've worked the last 2 days, and I worked this evening at my other job that's not the school bus driving job, so don't really want to get too involved in anything today. So maybe Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we'll try to get into something, because I would like to get some of this stuff done. I did, however, buy a Dremel tool, which I think I mentioned in a previous video. So hopefully I can get these things off, because basically these just keep spinning and they don't come out. So I think I'm gonna have to cut them out somehow, some way. I'm gonna have to get these things out of here. I think it was this side that I tried and it just wouldn't come out. So maybe that one will come out on its own, but I think this side is the one that I tried, and it's gonna have to be cut. So yeah, hopefully I can have all LED turn signals and everything. Other than that, I can't really think of anything. I'm going to write some stuff down, some little things that I can do to this bus within the next few days. Just that way I can be like, oh yeah, you know, I talk about stuff I want to do, but then it leaves my brain. So if I write it down, I can remember, you know, the easy stuff and get some of that stuff done. Especially if the weather's nicer, I can work on some of the stuff out here. So anyways, I feel like this video has been long enough. Long enough for my rambling. Quick recap, I want to get this thing serviced. I want to do a couple little things that I can do either inside or outside with the nice weather. Inside doesn't matter what the weather outside is. I can bundle up and get stuff done. But outside, I want to make sure the weather's decent. So, yeah, that'll be about it. Thanks for watching.